Welcome back to Prime Style 50 Plus. For many men, reaching the age of 50 feels like a slow retreat. We start to compromise. We compromise on our energy, our ambitions, and, unfortunately, our appearance. One of the most common signs of this surrender is seen right on our faces, the glasses we choose to wear. Most men treat eyewear as a medical necessity, a burden they picked up at a drugstore because they can no longer read a menu. They wear cheap, flimsy plastic frames that disappear into their features. Or worse, they cling to sporty, wraparound sunglasses that make them look like they're stuck in a 90s bicycle race. They think, "I'm older now, it doesn't matter." But they couldn't be more wrong. In your second half, your face is your calling card. It tells the story of your experience, your leadership, and your character. But time also softens the features. Jaw lines lose their edge. The skin around the eyes begins to tell tales of long nights and hard work. This is where eyewear becomes your most powerful tool. It is the architecture of the face. The right pair of glasses can instantly restore the structure you've lost. It can frame your eyes to project intelligence instead of fatigue. It can signal to the world that you haven't just aged, you have evolved. You don't need a drawer full of options, you need a system. A curated selection of specific styles that cover every facet of a modern gentleman's life. Today, we are moving beyond simple vision correction to visual authority. We are breaking down the 3 essential frames every man over 50 must own, plus the one secret rule that determines whether you look like a leader or just another man fading into the background. The first pair in your essential system is what I call the daily driver of authority. These are your primary optical frames. They are the glasses you wear when you are closing a deal, leading a meeting, or engaging in a deep conversation over lunch. This is the most visible part of your identity, yet it is where most men over 50 commit their most grievous style error. Let us talk about the invisible man syndrome. Many men, as they cross into their 50s, start to feel a subconscious urge to blend into the background. They feel the weight of their years, and instead of leaning into their experience, they try to hide. This psychological retreat manifests in their eyewear choice. They reach for rimless glasses or ultra-thin metallic wireframes. They tell themselves these glasses are clean or minimalist. They think that by making the glasses disappear, they are somehow preserving the youth of their face. But here is the hard truth. You cannot hide behind transparency. As we age, our faces undergo biological changes. We lose subcutaneous fat, our bone density shifts, and the sharp, defined lines of our youth, the jawline, the brow ridge, begin to soften. When you place a pair of rimless or thin wire glasses on a face that is already losing its structural definition, you are not looking younger. You are looking washed out. You are looking tired. Without a frame to provide a boundary, your features simply bleed into the background. You lose your visual edge, and with it, a significant portion of your perceived authority. To command a room, you must restore that lost architecture. You need to frame your face like the masterpiece it has become through decades of experience. This is why your primary pair must be a bold, high-quality acetate frame. Acetate allows for a richness of color and a substantiality of shape that metal simply cannot match. It provides a definitive border for your eyes, which are the most important tools for communication and trust. When you choose a frame with substance, something in a deep navy, a rich charcoal, or a classic dark tortoiseshell, you are utilizing the power of contrast. For the man with silver, gray, or thinning hair, this contrast is your best friend. It draws the observer's eye upward, away from any softening of the jaw, and focuses their attention directly on your eyes. It frames your gaze with a sense of purpose. But it is not just about being bold, it is about the geometry. For the mature face, a classic rectangular silhouette with slightly softened edges or a squared-off Wayfarer style is the gold standard. These shapes introduce straight lines and angles back into a face that time has made rounder. They provide a structural lift. When you sit across from someone in a pair of well-fitted, dark acetate frames, the message is clear. You are not a man who is fading away. You are a man who is present, a man who pays attention to detail, and a man who understands the value of his own image. You are not just wearing glasses to fix a medical problem. You are wearing a uniform of leadership. Remember, in your second half, visibility is your greatest asset. Do not let your eyewear make you invisible. If your optical frames are about intellectual authority, then your sunglasses are about presence and mystery. This is part 2, the iconic sun. For the man over 50, a great pair of sunglasses is more than just a shield against UV rays. It is a tool that projects a rugged, seasoned sophistication that younger men simply cannot replicate. However, this is also the area where most mature men lose their way. They fall into one of 2 traps. The first is the sporty surrender. You've seen it. The man in a beautiful linen shirt or a tailored blazer, wearing wraparound, neon-tinted performance sunglasses meant for professional cycling. Unless you are currently at the Tour de France, these have no place on your face. They break the silhouette of a gentleman and replace it with the frantic energy of someone trying too hard to look active. The second trap is the fast fashion fade. These are the trendy, flimsy frames that look like they belong on a teenager at a music festival. On a man of 50, they look like a costume. To master your second half, you must return to the icons. There is a reason why silhouettes like the Aviator and the Wayfarer have remained unchanged for nearly a century. They are the style guardrails of masculinity. The Aviator, with its military heritage, provides an instant sense of rugged authority. Its teardrop shape follows the natural line of the cheekbone, providing a visual lift that counters the sagging that can occur with age. It suggests a life of adventure and a man who has seen the world. Then there is the Wayfarer, the ultimate cinematic frame. It is the gold standard for the modern gentleman because of its sheer versatility. Whether you are wearing a navy suit or a simple polo and chinos, the Wayfarer provides a grounded, architectural weight to the face. It hides the fine lines and fatigue around the eyes while adding a layer of stoic mystery. It tells the world that you are a man who doesn't need to shout to be heard. But as a man of experience, you also understand that quality is non-negotiable. Your lenses shouldn't just be dark, they must be superior. After 50, our eyes become more sensitive to glare and light. This is why you must invest in polarized lenses, preferably in earth tones like brown, amber, or G15 green. These tones provide the best natural contrast, making the world look as sharp as you feel. When you step out in a pair of iconic sunglasses, you aren't just protecting your vision, you are creating a barrier of confidence. You are signaling that you are a man who understands history, respects quality, and owns his presence in any environment. You aren't hiding. You are projecting a silent, rugged authority that only comes with time. We have covered your daily opticals for authority and your sunglasses for presence. Now we arrive at the most neglected, yet perhaps most revealing part of your system, the dedicated reader. This is part 3, the sophisticated reader. For the man over 50, the moment you reach for a pair of glasses to read a contract, a menu, or a tablet is a moment of high visibility. Unfortunately, most men handle this moment poorly. They pull out a pair of cheap, scratched drugstore magnifiers that look like they were found in a bargain bin. This is a fatal mistake. When you use inferior tools, you project an image of a man who has stopped caring about the details. You signal that you are struggling with your age rather than mastering it. To maintain your edge in the digital age, Your reading glasses must be as intentional as your timepiece. They should not be an afterthought. They should be a statement of precision. This is where you can explore frames with a more intellectual, creative DNA. One of the most powerful silhouettes for a mature man is the panto. This shape, with its rounded bottom and high-set hinges, has been the preferred choice of architects, artists, and intellectuals for decades. It softens the harshness of a digital workspace and adds a layer of creative authority to your presence. It says you are a man of ideas, someone who is still curious and deeply engaged with the world. Another modern option for the contemporary gentleman is the crystal or transparent frame. While we previously discussed avoiding thin, invisible frames for your daily opticals, a high-quality, thick acetate crystal frame for reading is a different story. It looks clean, modern, and tech-savvy. It suggests that you are comfortable with the tools of the 2026 digital landscape. But beyond the frame, we must talk about the glass itself. As a man of 50, you are likely spending significant time in front of screens, such as laptops, smartphones, and tablets. The high-energy blue light emitted by these devices is not just a nuisance, it is a drain on your energy. This is why your sophisticated readers must be equipped with premium blue light blocking technology. This is not just about style, it is about performance. It allows you to work longer, stay sharper, and protect your vision for the decades of success still ahead of you. When you pull a pair of high-quality, dedicated readers from a leather case, you are not just fixing your vision, you are demonstrating that you value clarity, you respect the task at hand, and you never compromise on quality, especially when it comes to the tools that help you see the future. We have identified the 3 essential frames for your system, but now we must discuss the one element that determines whether those frames make you look like a leader or like you're wearing someone else's property. This is part 4, the golden rule of fit. In your second half, style is no longer about following fleeting trends. It is about absolute precision in proportions. A frame that is even 3 millimeters too wide or too narrow can transform your look from authoritative to accidental. The first law of the golden fit is what I call temporal alignment. Your frames should never be significantly wider or narrower than the widest part of your face, your temples. If the frame is too wide, it creates a visual sinkhole, making your head look small and your presence weak. If it's too narrow, it creates a visual squeezing effect that emphasizes the softening of your facial features and the fine lines around your eyes. The goal is a seamless architectural line that follows the natural width of your skull, providing a structural lift to your entire silhouette. Next, we must look at the eyes themselves. This is the pupil centering rule. For a man to project true intelligence and focus, his eyes should be centered horizontally within each lens. If your eyes are too close to the bridge, you look cross-eyed and confused. If they are too far to the outer edges, the glasses look like a mask rather than a tool. Vertically, your eyes should sit in the top third of the lens. This creates a balanced, open gaze that projects confidence, openness, and a sense of calm command. We also need to talk about bridge stability. For the mature gentleman, comfort is the foundation of confidence. The bridge of the glasses should sit flush against your nose without any gaps. If your glasses are constantly sliding down, forcing you into a repetitive, nervous gesture of pushing them back up, you lose your aura of control. A perfect fit is silent. It stays in place, allowing you to focus on the person across from you, not on your accessories. Finally, we must address the brow line. Your glasses should follow the natural curve of your eyebrows without completely covering them or sitting too far below. This harmony between the frame and your brow creates a cohesive look that feels intentional. Remember, high-quality acetate has a depth and a glow that cheap plastic can never replicate. When you master the fit, you master the image. These details are the difference between a man who is trying to look good and a man who simply is elite. If you found this deep dive into the architecture of style valuable, then you belong here. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to join our community of men who are committed to mastering their second half. Leave a comment below and tell me, which of these 3 frames are you missing from your collection? I'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp and stay authoritative.